I love how y'all save all of the like bombshells for late in the day, right before
that's
we're
Steele.
wrapping.
That's
Y'all
Steele
like
does
going,
that.
hey, guess what? All right. Anything else before we break for the day?
Just for your edification, we'll file a written motion. The state yesterday gave us a Dropbox link, and it includes additional telephone numbers that I was unaware of.
Okay.
Where an expert, he's already been qualified. His name is Agent Bernie, Berni, from the FBI, has done now an analysis of historical cell site location data. And I'm objecting to that very late, I believe, notice.
Oh, man.
And then the state has a couple other, they changed charts. I personally don't have a problem with that, but I need to study them. But the new reports and data and a new phone number, I am not agreeable to.
Okay. An entirely new phone number. Tell me some more, Miss Love.
Yes. So the new phone number is, there was another person in the vehicle during one of the murders in this case that investigators were still investigating during the time we began this trial. They were trying to hash out whether or not this particular person was even in the car, if you will, with some of the alleged parties to the crime.
Okay.
Since that time, during the course of this trial, the investigators with the Atlanta Police Department that were doing their deep dives into forensic data determined that this person, I don't think that person has been arrested, but this person was also in the car with the co-conspirators during this particular murder. We got it before now, but we got it after the trial began, like between
That's the exact same thing.
January and now.
That's the same thing that happened in Alec Baldwin. Same exact thing.
That it had not been disclosed.
All right. Can I stop you and get some clarification?
Yes.
When you say we got it, do you mean we got this report from this agent, or we got information that there might have been yet another person in the car and that person had XYZ phone number and that was going to be investigated?
So those are two separate things. The report from the investigator, from Detective Bernie, involved plotting.
Sure, I understand what that means. When did y'all get that?
We recently asked him to plot those two, because the green store is a thing that came up recently during trial, and the other location was.
I know what a green store is. Y'all, come on. Like, what else do y'all need to do? They just trying to get disqualified. What else do you need to do? Judge Whitaker, what else does it take? What does it take? It is going to keep doing this in order for you to disqualify them.
So we have two understandings of what the court is asking. So we're not talking about plotting of those cell phone numbers. We're just talking about the Boyer cell phone records. We're just talking about the cell phone records.
I don't know what we're talking about. That's what I'm trying to pin down. So hang on. Yes.
We were given cell phone records linked to a last name Boyer.
Boyd, B-O-Y-D?
B-O-Y-E-R.
Boyer, okay.
On Monday, yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday. And so that is the late disclosure that we're speaking of.
Okay.
And they were charted as well.
Okay. Nobody really I'm sorry, do y'all care, is the objection to the charting or,
It leads me to believe that they've had them for a while if they've plotted them.
all right, so the plotting of the cell site location information report done by Agent Bernie, that's of this Boyer phone number?
Yes.
Okay, and y'all just recently asked for that based on some
Let them talk. Let them talk.
testimony about something?
No, that's a different thing. I literally sat there and conflated two different.
Okay, all right, so then let's back up to the original issue. When did you find out that law enforcement believed that there was another person in the car and had a cell number that they were going to investigate with regard to that to find out whether, in fact, that was a reasonable lead?
Your Honor, I'd like to check with another team member.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
You ain't got no team. You ain't got no
Can
team.
you give me an idea? Let me clarify. You said about something that it was sometime between January and May, and that might have been that you got something. What was that about?
So the conversation that I had with the team member most recently.
Wow. Thank you, Doug.
2 days ago was that I have to turn over these phone records.
Right.
This
Mm-mm.
person was someone that they believe might have been in the car.
Okay.
And they got phone records, and now we know that based on the phone records, this person was in the car.
Okay. So when did they ask for not we, but y'all or they ask for the phone records because they thought that might be,
I beg the court to allow me
All right.
to answer.
find that out. And then do you know when y'all got the cell phone records?
When you said we, I thought you were talking about us. I don't know the answer at all for the Atlanta Police Department, but I can find out.
Okay. So unfortunately for you,
We're all in state. I know.
we equals, y'all equals, the state equals both the DA's office and the Atlanta Police Department. You know that. And I know sometimes
This is
there's
embarrassing.
a little
This is
lag
so
in
embarrassing.
communication, but I need to know, was it, if they were provided to the defense on Monday, was it last week or was it 4 months ago?
Okay, I can find
No.
out.
I guarantee you it's not last
Because-
week.
Okay.
Don't even warn them.
And what do these cell phone records reveal? That this person did appear to be also in the car? And
There's two cars.
okay,
Gosh.
do you know which car? I mean, there are two cars that obviously not obviously, at least one contains at least one shooter, right? Is there any assertion that others contain shooters as well, or just people that are involved? Okay.
Why give them this much slack?
White car with my client and Mr. Garlington in
Right.
it, and then another car with Mr. Nichols and Mr. Farley in it. And now it sounds like they're saying that this Boyer phone, whoever owns this phone, was in one of those cars. And I'm inquiring what,
Mhm.
I don't know anything
I'd
about
like to provide that information, if I can.
You don't know, you want to check and make sure on that. Okay.
This
Because
is
it's not
embarrassing.
part of the original.
This is embarrassing.
Yes.
As
Okay.
unprepared as they've
How
been.
long has the defense known anything whatsoever about this person named Boyer?
Your Honor. Oh, that for this, I could tell you from my understanding of the discovery, there is zero information on Mr. Boyer except one mention in a jail call. That is it. That from my whole database, I have one mention. That is it. And I have no reports. So the police been investigating and found out that this person allegedly was involved in this killing.
Right.
I still, to this day, have no reports on it. I've
Okay.
never interviewed him. I didn't open on him. He could be
Right.
a great defense. I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is, I mean, potentially significant information for the defense to know about.
Sit down, love. Just sit down. Sit down.
I can't say that at the time we did opening that the police had this. I'd like to be able to say.
All right. All right, we'll find out, but there's
No,
been
she needs to know right now.
long period of time between opening and now.
Right.
8 months to be,
That was 24, okay.
Don't-
7 or 8 months.
Who cares? It's been longer than a week.
So, yeah, we need a lot more information about this. I love how y'all save all of the like bombshells for late in the day,
That's-
right
that's
before we're
Steele.
wrapping.
That's
Y'all
Steele
like
does
going,
that.
hey, guess what? So, okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Still likes to ruin your night. I love it.
Okay. So
Wow.
we'll need to find that out and put that on the record and sort that out tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to give you the grace, Mike. Like, there's no way you can make me believe that you didn't know that. And she literally just said, like, oh, yeah, we just had this information.
We're adjourned.
And she says, well, from when we started, we didn't have it when we started. But y'all started back in November 2023. When did you get it? Is the question she asked. And they're trying to find a way to finagle it. They're over here they're trying to white it out. They're going to try to find a way to say, oh, we got it last week. That's what they're trying to say. That's what they want to say. But Brian Steele already put them in the trick bag because he said that there's charts. That means they analyzed it. Same thing with shards. Oh, there's some, it means they've had time to do this. Triangulation, I'm sure, showing where the car was, showing where the phone was, rather. Man, this is embarrassing. I have no idea. And I'm gonna leave it up. I'm gonna talk for a few seconds just to make sure they don't pop back up. Because the other day, they popped back up right after we ended the stream. But yeah, this right here is bad. And I'm like, Judge Whitaker, for real? Like, what do you need else? You're literally watching these inept people, and they're doing, now mind you, again, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I know there's legal minds that'll check out this commentary after the fact. So please let me know if I'm wrong. I'm willing to be corrected. I want to learn. Is this not the same thing that happened with Alec Baldwin? The exact same thing. They got information. They decided they didn't want to share it. They say it's not that important. It wasn't important. This is, they got the information and it didn't immediately run to go show it and share it. But it's kind of weird because Adrian Love made all of that hay about Brian Steele not sharing information with them. And she herself had the same thing. This is gross. Gross. And the fact that, I'm sorry, Judge Whitaker, the fact that you let her keep saying that, oh, you can do it, turn it in by Friday, turn it in this day in the future. They need to go do that right now. No, you need to go find out right now. Where did that come from? The reason we're in study hall court right now is because they're not prepared. That's embarrassing, man. That is embarrassing. I don't think so. But I mean, it's possible. At this stage of the game, there's very little that I will say is completely outlandish and outside the realm of possibility. So you know what, Gladiator girl, I wouldn't be surprised. If I run into Judge Whitaker at Whole Foods and I ask her and she says this, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we're in study hall court. Like, we're literally doing stuff that they should have been doing for the last, I'm sorry, they should have did before church, before court started. They didn't go to church. They should have done this before court started. So it's study hall court. I don't know. At this point, Ray, I don't even know anymore. I'm like, how much more do you need? And again, she could have done it then and been fine. At this point, it's like, how much more wet can the Titanic get? The Titanic can't get any wetter. I don't know what else she needs. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. How much more do you need to declare? Mr. Love is getting away with murder, and Glanville created this monster. I agree. And Judge Whitaker should call a stop to this. We should still be on right now because Judge Whitaker said, no, y'all need to go get that stuff right now. Because you hear it in her voice. She's about to say, like, yo, this is Brady. This is a Brady violation. If you're not familiar with Brady, Brady is whenever the prosecution gets evidence, they have to share all their evidence with the defense. The defense doesn't have to share all of their information with them, but they can choose to do so, that they're going to use to impeach or nullify, whatever like that. But they have to share, they have to put all their cards on the table. So you can't say, oh, I don't want to use this card and this card is not important and I'll just put it away. You can't do that. You have to share all of your information. Just go back and listen to the last hour and a half of the Alec Baldwin case and you'll hear it. The judge articulates and lays it out perfectly. It's beautiful. Where the prosecutor has to explain why she didn't accept the bullets from another place and all that kind of craziness like that. It should still be made available to the prosecution. But yeah, this right here, I don't know what they'll say. I have no idea. I do expect there to be some motions filed tonight. There's going to probably be a lot of, okay, it looks like it really did end. The stream really did end. There's going to be a lot of motions filed tonight. I'm pretty sure of it. If Brian Steele has not already filed a motion for Brady violation, I'm sure it's coming in a few seconds because it makes no sense at this point. So that's what I'm saying. Like literally, it's infuriating because literally I'm like, how is this on Friday? Remember Friday? They just dropped, or the other day they dropped the extra ex parte meeting, the one that happened on the 7th of June, just out of the blue. Oh yeah, by the way, there was another ex parte meeting. What are you talking about? Now they got this. Okay. And again, something else that the prosecution has not talked about. And they're sitting there looking like, hey, how dare you not give us all your discovery? But they have something that they literally have not given. Yeah, Alec Baldwin is a case model for Brady. I mean, it was almost perfect. Again, it's not really long. It's only 3 days. But literally, I think you could watch the last 2 hours, last hour and 30 minutes, where the prosecutor gets on the stand and she explains why she did not tell the defense about this. And then she tries to explain it. And then the judge said, okay, we can put it into this. And she just gives them the business. It was perfect. I'm not convinced of this anymore. And the only reason being Kamala Norris, and I'm not trying to be I talked to somebody who explained, you and I might think like that. Like, I want to make sure I cover for my friend or whatever like that. This place is cutthroat. Nobody cares about anybody like that. If you mess up like this bad, nobody's trying to cover for you. I don't think people are trying to cover for Glanville like we would think they would. I could be wrong, but I've had too many people tell me, yo, no, that's not how this works. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And like I said before, the reason Fani has not come riding in to rescue the prosecution is because she doesn't care. Nobody cares. They're gonna have to. They shot it. They got to eat it. You got to eat this. And it's a big giant sandwich of excrement. He's not her boss, though. That's the thing people don't understand, Rick. He's not her boss. He's just the chief judge. It's a title. It's a title. It's not a position. The chief judge gets rotated every so many years. So one day, if Paige Whitaker stays in Fulton County, she'll be Chief Judge Paige Whitaker. It's a title, designation. It's not your boss at all. It is not a boss status at all. No, it's not a boss status. Judge Krause could turn around next week and be Chief Judge Krause. It's a title. It just means you're the judge that they look at first. That's it. It is not a positional status. Like, I am the father of my children. I am positionally above them. There's no way that's going to change. There's no way that's going to change. If they call me their bestie, their best friend, that's just a title. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean a doggone thing. If you got teenagers, you know good and well, it don't mean a thing. It means nothing. Best friend means nothing because it means something different this week than it did last week. Yeah, it's just a paperwork position. It literally rotates. So a lot of people think that Glanville, she's trying to cover for her boss. No. The Trump trials. Oh, by the way, don't tell nobody. Okay, just keep this between me and you, Brandon. The Trump trial is done. Don't tell nobody. because a lot of people still holding out, hoping and wishing. Please understand, the Trump trial is finished. It's going to appeals, and they're not even going to listen to oral arguments. Oral arguments are like pre-trial work. They're not even going to listen to oral arguments until December 5th. Now, you probably know exactly why I brought that up, because the election is November 5th. They don't even care about this anymore. All they wanted to do was get that man dinged with the title felon. That was it. All these were just some horse trade to get felon on his title. So whether it be New York or Florida or Georgia or Nantucket or wherever else they were trying to sue the guy. Whoever came up first, it was New York. That's why they're not stressing about sentencing. They just wanted the title felon. That's it. DearWokeC@gmail.com. If you have a question, comment, concern, we can figure it out. But yeah, that trial has always been shaded. I'm sorry. I'm just here. I'm sorry, y'all. This is just what they saying. What do you mean? Okay, Thunder Drop. They just found out that defense had information about cell phone data that may have helped the defense, and they just found it. And I'm sorry, just made it available to them yesterday. So, and Judge Whitaker was asking ADA Love, when did y'all have this? And of course, ADA Love doesn't know. So she's got her homework that she has to go find out, when did they get this information? Yeah, this is really disappointing, because it just seems like y'all don't even care. And again, if we were talking about your HOA or bike lane commission, it'd be a different game. But you're literally talking about men's lives are hanging in the balance, and you don't care enough about preserving the rule of law and preserving the legal system to make sure that the information that you're given is the best information to do the right thing for the people of Fulton County. Because this just keeps happening. I don't know how much more this needs to happen before somebody actually says something like, yo, this is out of pocket. This is out of pocket. That, again, this is what you would expect from a pre-K law student, not the chief. Well, ADA Love is like responsible for tough witnesses or something. I forgot her proper title, but no. She can make the same mistakes that I make. With all the power of Fulton County behind her, she can make the same mistakes that I can make. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense to me. That's gross, man. If this doesn't make you upset and infuriated, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm like, yo, this is like y'all playing with these men's lives. These are whole grown men. Again, they might be criminals. They might be as dirty as today is Tuesday. They might be. But again, we don't know, because y'all do such poor job of actually doing your job. This could be the banner over the entire live stream for like the last month and a half. Love ain't gonna do nothing more. She gonna try to figure that out on a car ride home, or maybe in a car ride in the morning. She is not going to do any work to find this out. She's writing right now because she realizes that they've messed up. So they realize that, yo, we got this back in April. Yo, we got this back in March or whatever. They know it wasn't yesterday. That's for sure. So they're going to sit there and try to figure this out. How do we spin this? Let's go ahead and write the motion, because we know Brian Steele is right now writing the motion. All he's got to do is put the dates in. You know, like I know, that Brian Steele is writing the motion for a Brady violation palooza right now. Him, Shard, Weinstein, Ponytail, the whole gambit, all of them writing. They might even tap some other people. Everybody write this motion. And so she's over here. She already knows it. She already knows it. She got to come up with a good lie for why they did not give this information to them as soon as they got it. They should have sent it directly to them, because it was on a thumb drive. It was on a Google Drive, he said. So it had been curated on the drive. I'm sorry, man. This should make the people of Fulton County should be infuriated. Somebody said they should be out protesting. And I agree, man. They should be out dang near rioting over this. Cause like if they do this to Young Thug, and the only reason we know about it is because Young Thug has money. If Young Thug was broke, if Young Thug was just your average run-of-the-mill gangster, your run-of-the-mill trigger puller, shooter, he'd already be in jail, under the jail. Only reason we didn't know we know about this is because he had money. That's it. Well, she uses chat. If she uses legal chat, legal AI, or was it AI lawyer? I pray, please at least read over what you put out. Because if you go back and listen, Judge Whitaker is throwing shade at her because there's like grammatical, phonetical errors in the writing. She says like this is bolded and this is underlined. And she's pointing out the fact that it shouldn't be bolded and it shouldn't be underlined. So she's calling out the fact that whatever this legal AI lawyer did, it didn't do it correctly. She's calling her out. She's throwing shade. Shout out to Judge Whitaker. Yeah, man, this is very disheartening to see how easy this woman, I'm going to say she's evil. Evil. Catch me outside, Adrian. Hey, just catch me outside. DearWokeC@gmail.com. She's evil, man. That she would go time and time and time again, make light of the fact that, oh yeah, I can just throw you in jail until I get tired. I can throw you in jail until I get out of menopause. What the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And you built that's your fault that you built your whole case. The case that should never have existed, mind you, because Paul Howard told y'all it wasn't a good case. But the fact that you would still want to do this to these men, dragging these men through there. All I think this is just a money transfer, dragging these men through there. And again, she's not alone. You're right. I'm just using Adrian as an example, but I'm holding Mute Man guilty. I'm holding the junior achievement lawyers at the back table, Hilton, everybody that's come over there whispering in Adrian Love's ear, asking her what she wants from Panera. Every last one of them is guilty. Every last one of them. Everybody that's done a report that knows that she be using AI chat GPT to write her motions. Everybody. And the fact that nobody is interested in providing the support that these men need is just, it's ridiculous. It's grossness of the highest order that, oh yeah, it's okay. I don't care because I'm not in jail. Because if they didn't do anything, they wouldn't be in jail. Only reason you need to care is because you're a criminal. Well, I'm not a criminal, and I'm very, very concerned about how you're treating fellow image bearers just because you don't like them, just because you can get a come up, just because you can see a political gain or career advancement off the back of somebody else. And you do such a shoddy job of doing your job. Like, can y'all imagine how far afield this would be if they were still with Glanville? I mean, this would be crazy if they had not recused Glanville. This is ridiculous, man. And I really don't know. I'm at a loss for words for what we just saw. And again, shout out to Brian Steele. Brian Steele likes to do that right at the end. He's been sitting quiet all day. Y'all notice Brian Steele hasn't said a word all day, just about all day. And out of the blue, last thing, and he sat there and wrote a motion. He didn't posted a motion to get them recused. And then out of the blue, he says, oh yeah, by the way, you do know this, right? Because we should still be doing this right now. Sis Witch should never turn the camera off. She should say, y'all need to find out exactly right now who you need to call, who you need to text, email somebody and find out when you got this information. She shouldn't even let them go home. She should have said, no, we good, y'all. Go ahead. We could order some Domino's. We got Domino's on the way. Y'all got to find this out. When did y'all get this information? The fact that she let them go home is problematic to me. Yeah, I'm just, she shouldn't even let them go to the crib. Like, no, y'all, I already told y'all going to work late anyway. She already told them that. So if this is an 8 o'clock party, then it's just 8 o'clock. If this is 12 o'clock, then it's just what it is. Y'all better find out, when did y'all get this information? Names must be named. Times must be given. How does she let them go? I'm sorry, Paige, you shouldn't have let them go. They should still be there in the house. That is amazingly gross. Like, those are people's whole bona fide lives are balancing hanging over a thread, over a flame, and we playing games. Oh, I just got this information. You're a liar. You're a liar. You did not just get this information. And I mean, again, if Brian Steele had not been paying attention, not been doing his job, again, shout out, because who would have known? I think she's trying her best to keep this thing on track. But watch this. My 4 girls, I'm being honest again. I'm trying to be a fair dealer. I think she's trying her best to do the right thing. And I think she's taken aback by just how inept the state is. We are watching an NBA basketball team play against a junior high school team. Dare I even say a junior high school soccer team? Like, that's how bad it is. They're not even playing the same games. They're not even using the same equipment. This is just a much more advanced, intelligent team. So I think she's overwhelmed. Like, yo, I can't believe how inept you are. I'm trying to get this thing back on track so we can get justice here. And at the end of the day, it's just, I think she's overwhelmed by just how inept the DA's office actually is. But again, hear me, my 4 girls, we don't got to part ways. Okay. We ain't got to part ways. I'm just willing to say, this is what I believe is happening. I could be wrong. I'm willing to admit that I could be wrong. Okay. Y'all show me proof and evidence tomorrow that Judge Whitaker is dirty. Guess what? I'm going to call her dirty wit. But I don't think that's the case. I think what it is she's overwhelmed by just how inept. And please keep in mind, this case was completely trash when she got it. It was trash when it was with Glanville. So it didn't get untrash. And now all of a sudden it's revealing the crookedness of Judge Whitaker. No, it was hot garbage when she got it. And it's only proving how much of a hot garbage it is. That's my little 2 cents. DearWolfC@gmail.com. I mean, they literally are threatening the dude on the stands. My goodness, in the morning, there was so many problems. They literally are sitting there talking about how they can arrest somebody because they don't want to talk. The man is doing life, okay? Whether you like him or not, whether he's a witness or not. The man is out here doing his own life, minding his own business. But y'all say, hey, if you don't do what we want you to do, we're going to put you in jail. And we're going to put you in jail until we decide to get, until Whitaker grows an afro. Like, what the heck is wrong with you people, man? I'm sorry. I got to laugh to keep from crying. Like, what's wrong with you people? And somebody's going to tell me in the chat, I'm wrong for saying Adrian Love is evil and all of them are evil. They are EVIL, wicked. Y'all wouldn't let her teach your kids Sunday school class, so go and be quiet talking to me. Yes, and this is another great point. And Woody knows this. Felicia just asked, can't the Fed still charge Woody? Yeah. So if he says something, sure, the state might not charge him. Fulton County might not charge him. If he says, yeah, it's a federal crime to throw gerbils, right? Yeah, I'd be chucking gerbils and throwing them over 285 and, throwing them, whatever. The state might say, okay, we're going to let that go. Use immunity. Was it transactional immunity? Got you. But the feds could say, well, hold on, wait. You throwing gerbils? That's a federal crime. And he can come do that time. So I don't think you can get away with that. I don't think you can just get away with immunity. Like, oh, I'm a trafficker. I traffic, illegal substances. Well, they might say they're not going to charge you, but the feds, now that might put the feds on your tail. They might not use exactly this, that, and what you said on stand, but does that mean they can't pull your cell phone records? Now they know where to look. They know who to look at. Come on now. I think that's what Woody's most concerned about. Now, you've got to be kidding me. Y'all are okay with this? And you're literally kikiing away the fact that, again, unprepared love, the most inept attorney on the planet, again, has shown that, oh, I just had this. I didn't give it to you. How they were just horse trading this man's freedom. Like, oh yeah, how long can you keep him? If he don't come and testify, we can keep him until this time. And they were just fine with it. Everybody was fine with that. I'm like, wait, y'all do realize you're talking about a man's freedom, right? Man was just, he living his life, whether you like him or not, whether he's a bad person or not. You just gonna throw him in jail? Just throw him in jail. Woody would testify and put himself, let's just say YSL is as bad as they make it sound, right? So he would put himself in harm's way, in jeopardy, dare I say, and the case still goes to appeal. He puts himself in jeopardy. He sits in the booth and he just sings like a mockingbird. He gives all the details and it still gets overthrown. It still goes to appeal. But now you got him out here testifying and now he out here in the streets. How's that going to work out? What do you think is going to happen to him? Like, do you realize we are watching people literally skirt the judicial system and create new law, argue stuff that don't make no sense? I'm surprised they're not starting to argue stuff from Game of Thrones. Okay, I'm expecting them to argue stuff from Voltron or something. They're just making up stuff. They have no. Do you have evidence to that point? Yo, this is, and again, like, do y'all realize that we would not know this? I'm gonna say that this is the last time I'm saying it. We wouldn't know this if it wasn't that Young Thug was a very wealthy man. Again, if he was just your run-of-the-mill ex-classroom teacher, I'd be in the jail. I'd be under the jail. Okay, I'd be under the jail. I'm not built for jail. I'm just not. But I would be in jail. But Young Thug, because he could hire an attorney like Brian Steele and the others, that's the only reason we're here having this conversation. That's crazy. Like, you got that. Like, that's just like, whew, talk about the skin of your teeth. I hope Young Thug is able to sue Fulton County for this. Because it's crazy. Like, if they get, I mean, you trying to tell me this is not a delay in prosecution? They have a right to a speedy trial. I mean, I don't know what violations they have not violated. That's probably a shorter list. What have they not violated? Unlawful imprisonment, failure, not able to confront your witness, speedy trial. Which one of the rights did they not violate? Would probably be a much shorter list.
Yo, hit that like for a deal with Christian. Yo, for a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian. For a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian.